It's a sad story.
It's
They took
very
all
sad.
the privilege away from us.
Mm.
Why? We decent people, man. My daddy and them, they were decent people. My brothers and them, they were decent people. Why chase him out of Kommetjie?
This is Johanna Williams and Louisa Layters, daughters of Jacob and Louisa Daniels from Kommetjie. Kommetjie is a small town situated on the South Peninsula of the Cape, with a long history dating back to the early 1900s. In this podcast, Johanna and Louisa remember their parents and the childhood home they left behind.
My mother, she was a very quiet person, but she was a very good person also. She looked after us well. She did her best. She went to go work. Then she just to put food on the table for us and so. She raised us very well. She also when we sick and that she knew what to do, what to give us, like in medicine line. And saying like if we got hurt or something, she knew what to do and so. And she was very nice. She was a good lady, very quiet and very understanding. And she also went to do child work and so. And she would leave us, the big ones must look after the small ones and so. And then when she come home, she used to do the cooking, like, how will I say, like you used to cook in the olden times, but we always had something to eat. We never went to bed with a hungry stomach, even if it was a cup of black coffee, a piece of bread and that, but
she made sure that there's something.
She made sure we had something to eat, yes. She used to like fetch the people's washing.
Oh.
Yeah, then she do the washing. And also we had no taps in the house, no running water, but we had a fountain, like we call it, a fountain where we went to go fetch our water. So she also did the washing there.
Sure.
Yes, then we as children, we play there. We as children, we always used to go with my daddy. Then inside there, in that reservoir, there was like a building that you can lock the door. Inside was like electricity that we always used to go switch on the water. And at night we used to go switch it off. There was also a ladder. We used to climb up and to see how far is the water. Yes, my daddy used to teach us.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we climb up. But I don't see the ladder also. It's like an iron ladder.
Yeah, that was there.
Yes. But it's also gone.
Louisa remembers her mother as a hard-working and caring woman, and Johanna is no different. She remembers her mother and father fondly for all that they had done for them.
She was a very quiet lady. And she was a very pretty lady. Sometimes people say, my daddy wasn't so attractive. My mommy was. So sometimes his friends ask him, Jacob, where did you get this nice-looking woman? An hard-working woman. She was forever working. What is about the length of Louise, And she was forever working. Needlework, cooking, making her own soap and things. She was actually waiting for the sailors to come from England. They always used to bring nice powder. Every year they come They leave about just before Christmas, and the next year they come again. Then the sailor in the sailor camp in Kommetjie. Then they used to bring equipments for to make soap, make jam, and all. She was a very clever lady with needlework and all that. And still she char in Kommetjie. And she used to work on the hotel for Mr. Nepro. They work shifts there. And then she see that she's at night times at home about 3 o'clock so that she can prepare food for us.
Yeah.
And she got a lot of where we were big family.
Yes.
A very big family. I don't know how she could manage to handle with all these children, girls and boys. And she managed.
Yeah.
And she was forever busy cooking food, mending clothes, working. And yet my daddy used to love us so much.
Yeah.
And my daddy was a fisherman then. He used to build their own boats there on that beach here. And another thing, my daddy was very clever. They didn't know about water, so my daddy was the first one to get water here. He used to do the measuring with the sticks I don't know how, but I was small. And he was the first one to find water. Then he and Mr. Benning, they dig the wells and all that. They've got the brains, and then Mr. Benning and my daddy was the first people to light pipes to Mr. Benning's house for water. And then at the reservoir up there, and the windmill. That was the first development here in Kommetjie. He actually developed Kommetjie with the help of my daddy. I don't know where my daddy get this brains from. He had a whole farm at Jacob's Avenue. The whole place there was his farm.
These are the stories of Johanna Williams and Louisa Layters. It is a tribute to their parents, Jacob and Louisa Daniels. Together, they worked in Kommetjie and raised a family of 12 children who grew up in their own little slice of heaven. They were free to run on the beach, to swim in the sea, and to climb the trees that surrounded their homes. Through the memories and stories of two of their surviving daughters, we learn about a different side of Kommetjie, the old Kommetjie that they once knew. An unnatural severing emerged in 1972. The Group Areas Act of 1950 brought about the exodus of the Daniels family to the township of Ocean View, less than 3 kilometers away. The Daniels family home is all that remains of the time they spent growing up in Kommetjie. And while they cannot return to the home their parents built for them in Jacob Avenue, the street sign named after their father is what Louisa and Johanna hold on to today. It is the legacy of their parents, which they hope to one day pass on to their own children. I'm Lisa Hendricks, and you're listening to another episode in the District 6 Museum Vusalela Ons Luister podcast series. No matter where we are here. The audio snippets used in this podcast are taken from the District 6 Museum archive. The stories produced through this podcast series and the opinions and statements that may be contained herein do not reflect those of the District 6 Museum, but rather the individuals hosted within this series. This program is funded by the Mellon Foundation.